Good afternoon, good evening, good whatever today is. It's Thursday. So, welcome to Big Bag Sports Podcast. I had to change the name because I seen some other people had the same name on YouTube. So, try to be diverse. So, same thing, different day. But BBS Podcast, or however you want to consider it. Today's topics for today, we're going to venture into Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, the Bucks and the Bears game tonight. LeBron James and the Lakers wearing the Black Mamba jerseys, and 23 test positive for the Titans. I don't know. With this whole Corona situation, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to put my opinions on it. And how the NFL might do a percentage playoff system where if they don't complete the season or don't complete a certain amount of games, they might do a percentage playoff system. So we're gonna go in. I sent invites out. Who's ever watching, if you want to join the conversation, it's up to you. But I sent the invite out, so it's on anybody. It doesn't really matter. In the end of the day, we're gonna do this one way or the other. So let me get down to it and let's start it off. Basically, let's go with Lamar Jackson. Man, what can we say about the MVP from last year? Great player. I think he can be an awesome passer if he can get some wide receivers and if he can get some help on the offense. Andrews is doing his thing, and that's great and all, but he really does need some help in the end of the day because, like, honestly, who's he really throwing it to? Like, honestly, like, who's he really throwing to? Because besides Marquise Brown, and I think they got they got Boykins, but man, Boykins hasn't done anything. Come on, like, nah, come on. And I keep forgetting the other guy's name. He used to be on New Orleans. He's not bad. I think they need to give him more passes, but him and Marquise Brown are basically almost the same. I think if you put Marquise Brown in the slot, it will be amazing. But he's a speedster, so they want him in the outside. But I heard something interesting this morning. Now, mind you, I'm gonna keep a note of that. But I heard something interesting this morning, which might help them out if they end up getting Antonio Brown. Now, if they get Antonio Brown, my God, man, I think they can do a hell of the thing with Antonio Brown. Like, come on, man. Antonio to me hasn't lost a step. Still, probably the best wide receiver in the game. He did his thing with He did his thing. I was gonna say New Orleans, but he didn't go. I was bugging. He did his thing with New England Patriots, even though it was one game. But he still did his thing and got into some situations. And now, I think he's doing television shows. I think the last time I seen him was on a television show. So, I can't really call it, but if they got Antonio Brown, that will open up the whole offense because he needs a wide receiver. He needs somebody that's gonna honestly be able to take up double teams. You seen what Antonio Brown did with Juju. And everybody's saying now Juju's like a number one, and Juju's, everybody will fight and say he's the number one. I don't know. I think he's like a number 1A. I don't think he can, like, he's not a player. If you go with all the wide receivers in the league, there's a lot of wide receivers that's to me that's better than Juju. Even the young and upcoming wide receivers, I think they're better than Juju. But don't tell that to Steelers fans. They don't want to hear that. And Big Ben and da. And I'm like Juju's alright. Juju's alright. Juju's not the best, but Juju's alright. I like Delonte Johnson. He did alright. The wide receiving core don't really having too much. Claypool, I really want to see what he could do. I mean, that would be a nice target for Big Ben also. But to get off the topic, you know, Lamar Jackson needs help. Everybody in the league is already understand and they already know that it's a heavy run offense with the Ravens. And the way that the league is set up nowadays, everybody's passing, everybody's throwing the ball 300 yards. I mean, Lamar Jackson's not gonna have a lot of 300-yard games. I think he could have 300-yard games, but he's not gonna have a lot of them. Like, I'm not really expecting that to be too much. I'm expecting probably like 285 yards running, a touchdown, 2 touchdowns passing. But you get Antonio Brown. Now you open up the offense for Marquise Brown, his cousin, Hollywood Brown. And you basically now they gotta respect the fact that they can't have a spy, or basically they can't have a spy in the linebacker or two just watching Lamar Jackson the whole time, because now you got Antonio Brown on the field. Now you got another wide receiver on the field. And everybody's gonna say, oh, they'd be desperate if they went and got him. What's so desperate about that? What's so desperate? Like, honestly, what's so desperate about that? You get a great wide receiver. If he can knock off the antics and doesn't put himself in those positions, I think he's gonna understand that this is might be his last hooray, man. Come on, like, nobody's picked him up. And especially with the way these offenses is throwing the ball left and right, and all these injuries, and nobody's picked him up yet. So I think he'll understand that, like, I need to take this seriously, because this might be my last time. So I think they should pick him up. But I don't run these organizations, and I don't have no video say on anything that they do. So you never know what could happen. But I just feel like if you pick him up, you open up the offense. Yeah, you're in the same division with the Steelers, but you're always going to be in the same division with the Steelers. Take him and give Lamar Jackson a weapon. You give him Lamar Jackson a weapon. Now Marquise Brown can be flowing all around. Now you got Boykins. You got two top wide receivers, and then you got a slot person. I think they're not gonna put Boykins in the slot. They're gonna put keeps escaping my name, but they're gonna put the other guy in at the slot, and you got 1, 2. Now, who you gonna cover? Because in the end of the day, Antonio Brown gonna fly. He gonna go right. He gonna do whatever he gotta do. Double team command. Now you got openings for dudes, man. Now you can throw Andrews. Now you can throw Brown. Now you can throw Boykins here and there, because he's not really gonna get too much. It's gonna be Antonio Brown, Andrews, and Marquise Brown. It's gonna be the main three, and then they got Homeboy. I'll just say Homeboy until I really honestly figure out his name. I'm just gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna look it up, because it makes it much easier. Ravens. As I looking it up, okay. Willie Snead. Willie Snead. He'll be Antonio Brown. Then Andrews is gonna be, because he loves passing it to the tight end. I mean, it's been that kind of a system since last year, especially with the run game. You got the tight end, and then you put Antonio, then you put Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, and then you put Willie Snead, and then you got Boykins on the other side. He'd be the last one to get really the ball. And I mean, I don't even understand what was going on with J.K. Dobbins. I don't even understand that. I mean, I know Mark Ingram's the bell cow and everything like that, but man, I think getting J.K. Dobbins some passing and some running, and use him on the offense. Like, I mean, dude was nasty with Ohio State, and I mean, I don't know. It's just they use him, here and there, and maybe that's how they want to do it. But You need Lamar Jackson another weapon. He needs a weapon. There's no way he can go even deep into the playoffs without extra weapon, without a person that when things go bad, he could pass him the ball. And yeah, you do need help with the offensive line, but a running quarterback makes up for that. That's like honestly the truth is a running quarterback. That's why they got running quarterbacks most of the time because a running quarterback makes up for a not that good offensive line or a hole here or a hole there. There's a situation with the offensive line, but they make up for it. And you get a top wide receiver that can exploit the defense and that can actually give the opportunity for them to honestly go deep. Man, that would be awesome. So let's see what the Ravens do in the next couple upcoming days. I mean, I think it might happen, or they're gonna do something that's gonna at least give Lamar Jackson the opportunity to to get better as a passer because he needs to get better as a passer, man. He really does need to get better as a passer. And I think he can get better as a passer because I watched some of his games and I know he can pass the ball and I know he can get better, but he needs wide receivers. He needs better ability for people to be able to get open and be able to expand the offense. So that's one of my takes. That's my take. And now we're gonna go to the Bucks and the Bears. That's tonight. My situation. I'm sticking with the Bucks with the 3.5. I don't know about the over unders and everything like that, but I'm gonna stick with the 3.5 with the Bucks and see how it goes from there. And how you doing? And we go from there. So I got the Bucks tonight. Basically Foles, took that title from Tom Brady and the Patriots in that Super Bowl with the Philadelphia special, whatever they want to consider it. I'm a Patriots fan, so I want to see Foles go down automatically because I just want to see Foles go down. But I don't know. I don't really think he's gonna play that. I think he's gonna play a decent game. But the Bucks defense has been playing. I mean, the last game, yeah, they gave up a lot of points to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. But them boys came out fine, man. And Justin Herbert's, man, his ceiling is so high right now. Man, I can't imagine what he's going to be able to do in the next upcoming years, especially like being a quarterback in that division. And plus, man, I can't even wait to see him go against Pat Mahomes. Like, what? Especially what he's doing now. I want to see him go against Pat Mahomes. So I'm looking forward to that. And next topic on the line, and we got Lakers versus Miami. And that's tomorrow night. I think it's about 9 o'clock Eastern time, but it's tomorrow night. And I mean, the Lakers is gonna take it, so I'm not gonna really go too much. I already went into more details on the last podcast I did about that, but they're gonna be wearing their Black Mamba jerseys, and they're gonna be celebrating Kobe, and maybe that gives bettors more reason to lay the points on the 7.5. I mean, that's up to them. But they're gonna be wearing their Black Mamba jerseys. They're so-called undefeated in their Black Mamba jerseys, and I mean it's a celebration thing to honor Kobe and the whole situation that's going on, and give LeBron another ring and bring triumph and trophies to the Lakers organization because I mean that's what you bought LeBron there for, man. I mean you didn't really. There's no other reason why you bought LeBron there, but just to get another title. And I want to see what LeBron does, man. I want to see if he actually stays with the Lakers for the next year, 2 years. Maybe he's probably stay there for another year, 2 years. But I want to see what he does. I mean, I think eventually he's going to retire as a Cav because I don't think he's going to retire as a Laker because he's from Cleveland. So I think he will come back and play his last seasons in Cleveland. Never know, but they bought him. They bought him there. They got AD. They one game away from taking the whole thing and taking the title and doing what they got to do. And I mean, it's going to be an incredible game, man. It's going to be one of them games that It's gonna be some defense. I think it's gonna be some defense. Everybody probably be thinking it's gonna be a lot of offense, but I think it's gonna be some defense. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game, but things do change. People lose, the overhits, so things could happen. But I'm looking at it like they're bringing out the jersey. They want to get this done. I don't even think it's just because of just all around just Kobe. It's just the point about it is they've been in this bubble for probably like 3 months now, I think. And my God, man, I know they're ready to go home. So mind you, with that being said, I can't wait to see how the game goes. I can't wait to see if the over hits. I can't wait to see if the under hits. I can't wait to see if the spread gets covered. I can't wait to see if the spread doesn't get covered. I'm watching the Bucks game tonight to see if the spread gets covered and to see how the game goes, see how Tom Brady looks. And there's gonna be Leonard Fournette is out, which I knew that automatically. And I think Mike Evans is questionable. So if you got him in your lineup, keep an update about what's going on, because fantasy football is big, and keep an update and see what's going on, because I think he could be. I think he's questionable. He's more likely gonna play. More likely he's gonna play, but if the game gets out of hand or some way, they're gonna take him out probably by a certain time. But I think he's gonna play. They also lost OJ Howard to Achilles injury, which sucks. But you got Cameron Brate, you got Gronk, but Gronk hasn't really performed up to his expectations. But he's a good blocking tight end. Plus, you can run the ball, you can do all sorts of whatever you need with him. Plus, on top of it, man, like he's brought there because it's gonna be a time period where Gronk is gonna be, taking over the games. Like honestly, getting the catches, getting everything, and it's gonna be a time period that's gonna happen. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Gronk does down the line, because I don't think it's too early right now for me to expect anything much from Gronk. So I'm looking to see how Gronk does down the line, and I'm waiting. I want to see how the game goes. Baseball's tonight. Don't really know too much about baseball. Don't watch too much baseball. That's probably why I don't really know too much about baseball, because I don't watch too much baseball. If I was going on a limb, I'd probably pick the Braves versus the Marlins. The Marlins made the playoffs, so I'm kind of. I grew up always thinking. I always looked at the Marlins like there was a bad team, and this whole situation with the pandemic and this COVID-19 and all this other stuff has gotten people really out of whack and really lost for words, man. Lost for words. So you can't do nothing nowadays, man. You can't go nowhere. I don't know. It's COVID, right? It's COVID. Wear your mask or whatever you consider a mask. Even if you don't wear a mask, I don't knock anybody for not wearing a mask, because I don't know. It's just different. It's just different out here with this whole situation. It's just different. Everything's, you can't even go out and enjoy yourself anymore. Now winter time is coming, so summer's done. So, like I said, it's just with the whole situation going on with the COVID. You also got the Tennessee Titans. They got about like 23 dudes that got tested for COVID, that tested positive for COVID. So it's kind of a messed up situation for them. Then it's trickling down to the Steelers as it's going along, because it's just a headache, man. It's a headache. And now you're starting to get into effect. Like the NFL actually got a situation where if you don't play, or I don't know how the situation go, but if you don't play, they don't pay you, and it's like, whoa, you're not gonna pay us, especially for somebody else's situation, especially for somebody else that did something else and that put themselves in a situation that decided to. You never even know, because anybody can catch COVID. I don't know, like I don't honestly know how to really go about it. It's like, man, shoot, I heard people have masks on that caught COVID. There's people that wear a whole face shield. Listen, everybody has to deal with it a different way, and maybe the NFL just need to do what they did, what the Patriots did. We had to sit Cam Newton, which sucked because we had to rely on Jerry Stidham and Brian Hoyer, which was god awful. Can't lie to you. I picked the Kansas City Chiefs defense on that one. They gave like 18 points. It was they balled because of that one, and it was just it was a wow situation. So, with that being said, we got that game we got the Bucs game tonight. The Tennessee Titans, a 23 positive tests and all sorts of commotions and headaches. Stephon Gilmore tested positive for corona. I think that was a situation because they was talking about him earlier, and then they was talking about Pat Mahomes. He doesn't have COVID, so let's make that clear. He doesn't have COVID. But they was talking about Pat Mahomes and how he was close to him, and they was talking. And I'm like, oh my God, man! Like, man, these guys is young in their prime. I mean, I know everybody says, man, you got these guys out there, you get caught with it, but like, what can you do? Like, you can't really honestly do too much, man. It's like, what can you do? You go outside, COVID's everywhere, probably in the air, probably drinking water, probably you walk into your car, COVID's all in your car. I don't know. It's a bad situation. So, I don't know. It's just different, man. I hope y'all like the new name, Big Bag Podcast. I had to change it up. I had to come up with something different because I didn't know. Like, I didn't want to put myself in any party situation. I mean, I know this is my podcast, and I mean, whatever I get out of this, man. I mean, I'm just excited to be having my own podcast because at the end of the day, it's like, why not? Like, I love this, man. I love talking football. I love talking basketball. I love talking sports. I mean, get more in depth into more sports, and I'm gonna do that. But I like talking sports, and I enjoy this. And I see when I watch people all the time, like these dudes on ESPN and everything. I watch them. I watch all that. I watch Fox channel. I watch the fantasy football. I watch all that, and I say to myself, man, like, this is a great job just to be able to do your own thing. And like I said, man, I would love to people to be coming onto this podcast. Click the link and come on the podcast. Talk, man. You got something you want to express out your feelings. You feel a certain way about the game. Talk. Just don't curse, and don't show nothing that's crazy. If you understand what I mean. But otherwise than that, man, come on the podcast, man. I hope I can get some people to start coming on this podcast because like I said, man, people got opinions and views, and I would love to hear it. Because, it's good pointers. Somebody's opinion might change your whole opinion about something. Somebody's point of view might change your whole point of view about something. Somebody doing something might make you want to do something. And like I said, I've been wanting to do a podcast. I took a while before I can honestly came up, and then I just said one day I just got up and just like, you know what? I'm gonna go buy a microphone. I'm gonna go buy this. I'm gonna go buy that. I'm doing. I got a computer, so I might as well go and take care of this and go take care of that. And I was like, you know what? Why not? If you even saying to yourself you want to start your own podcast and you want to start your own thing, why not? What are you losing? What, you losing time? Somebody don't like it. So somebody comments. So most of the time, people are gonna either they're gonna like it or they're not gonna like it, and it's the way of the world. What? That's it. Okay, cool. But it doesn't hinder you, and it shouldn't make you stop doing what you want to do. Because in the end of the day, you should always want to do what you want to do. One day I want to be comfortable, so I gotta figure out a way to be comfortable. I gotta figure out a way to be good. I gotta figure out a way to do what I gotta do. And I'm not expecting millions. I'm not expecting thousands. I'm not expecting a lot of things. I'm just expecting to come on this and enjoy doing what I do. And that's pretty much it. And if somebody likes it, somebody likes it. Somebody doesn't, Well, it is what it is. But at least you gave me a view. And at least you probably listened or didn't listen, whatever. But in the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. And we're gonna end this with the whole NFL is probably doing a percentage based on your percentage of wins factor in. So like if you win a certain amount of games, you might want to get into the playoffs or however they want to do it. I mean, that's not a bad system, but I think they should just get rid of the division titles because Cowboys suck, Giants suck, Eagles suck, that whole division, Redskins suck. It's sad when you have the Redskins talking about they might win the division. It's like, wow. And then you watch the Cowboys and man, you watch the Cowboys, man. That's a horrible defense. I was gonna say too, amongst that whole defense, Alden Smith. If you ain't been watching Alden Smith, if you haven't seen Alden Smith, man, congratulations to that boy, man, to that dude, man. Congratulations, getting yourself straightened out, getting back on track, getting back to the NFL. You was a beast with the 49ers. You was a beast with the 49ers, and they would have kept you if you didn't have all them off the field situations. And that shows people like you could do anything you want, man. You could do anything you want, and it's literally right there. And if you want to do it, go ahead, go do it. That's all it is, man. So amongst that whole Cowboys horrible defense, I will congratulate Alden Smith, man. I mean, I liked 58. His number is 58. And I like how he's been playing, man. And I think, he's been playing the best out of that whole defense anyway. I think he's playing the best. And he plays, man. And I like what I see out of him. And I think the Cowboys got to steal. They got to steal by getting him because I know when he was in the 49ers, man, he was balling. He was balling, man, especially when that 49ers, when he was playing, man, the 49ers was decent on defense. I think they had Patrick Willis back then. That was when he was still in the league before he retired. But, man, for the Cowboys to get Alden Smith, it's a great look. It helps them out completely because now you put him with Lawrence. And, I mean, you lost Vandervish, which sucks, but, you kind of lost Vandervish. The other linebackers haven't really been doing their thing. The corners here and there, I don't like what that safety said, that they only play, not every play takes off every play. I mean, we all know that, but you don't really got to, incite that or say that on, or we make that be known because everybody kind of knows that. But especially when you get dropped like 40-something points on you, I mean, we kind of figured that you was taking a lot of plays off, but it kind of sucks, man. So the Cowboys defense, I mean, if whoever's going to pull out of this, it's sad to say, whoever pulls out of this is going to actually make the playoffs. And man, don't let the Eagles start rolling. It's gonna be bad for you guys if the Eagles start rolling. Like, it's sad, man. Like, Cowboys got all them plays, and you guys are like, wow. CeeDee Lamb is balling. The offense is doing their thing, but the defense is hot garbage. Let's throw them away. Hot garbage. So I don't know. Hopefully, like I said, man, hopefully the Cowboys can get their act together and actually start playing some real decent defense because, I mean, there's no defense in the NFL anyway. So, I honestly understand that because now, it's offensive holding, defensive holding, and all sorts of situations. But if they can get themselves together, then you could take the division. But, man, you guys made Odell look like old Odell. And then you guys looked horrible out there. So, let me not keep bombing you guys. I mean, Eagles hasn't been playing any better. Redskins hasn't been playing any better. They benched Haskins, and now they got Kyle Allen, which I'm like, dog, he didn't even do that good with the Panthers, but whatever. It's Rivera. this is his quarterback that he had from Carolina. Maybe they're in the street stakes to get Trevor Lawrence in the draft or get another top quarterback, Justin Fields. But dog, you put Kyle Allen. Like honestly, I believe, man. Like when Alex Smith was healthy, gets healthy and starts playing, put Alex Smith in. Why not? Haskins ain't gonna come back. Might use Haskins for trade bait, but I don't think you're gonna get any value from him because now everybody noticed that you guys is off of him, and you guys is gonna be moving on soon. Especially depending on how the season go. Might get a top draft pick, might not get a top draft pick, might be in the sweepstakes to get Trevor Lawrence or Fields. So let's see how it goes. I want to see some of the next up and coming quarterbacks. I mean, the running back has deteriorated. Gibson hasn't been playing that bad for the Redskins, so that's another highlight play. That's another highlight play. McLaurin for the Redskins. The defensive end that they drafted, he's injured. So I mean, that's really nothing too crazy, but he's injured. But that whole division, it might be like 7-9 to get into the playoffs in that whole division. Probably like that's how it is. But anyway, good podcast. I hope if anybody was listening or anybody checks it out, they like it, man. If they don't like it, it is what it is, man. Leave your comments. If you don't like it, tell me why you don't like it. If you got something to tell me, post it, man. Let me know. Like, why not? Like, I take comments, criticisms. I take all that, man. It doesn't. I lived through a lot, so I love all that, man. But like I said, if you've been watching or if you checked it out, thank you. I appreciate it. True. And next time, hopefully, you catch me on my podcast, Big Bag Sports Podcast, on the We Hear TV, Big Bag Sports Podcast. And I'm out, man. That's it. Thank you.